Good morning, Brick Hollow third graders. This is going to be our Connected and Respected Lesson 3, Respecting Differences. Teachers, if you can have your students get into pairs, or if you put them in pairs, once you've got your students in pairs, I want each pair to talk about and discuss one way which they are the same, maybe their age, or if they have siblings, or their favorite pet, and one way they are different. Maybe different foods that you like, different games you like to play, your color of your eyes or your hair. And then once they've had a couple minutes to talk about their things that are alike and things that are different, ask each pair to share their findings. Okay, we're going to do an agenda check. As we saw in our gathering, sometimes we have similarities and sometimes we have differences. Sometimes it's hard to understand why people don't feel the same way we do, and that can lead to disagreements that can get out of hand. Today we're going to look at how our opinions might be different and talk about how we can work on respecting those differences. I'm going to show you our agenda. Ooh, it's going to be backwards to you, so sorry. So on our agenda, we've already done our gathering. We talked about same and different. We're on our agenda check right now. There's an activity that we're going to be doing called the Opinion Continuum. And it's going to give us a chance to look at some opinions we hold and talk about how sometimes we might have the same point of view as others in class and how sometimes we might have a different point of view. Then, during our debriefing, we'll have the opportunity to talk about our activity. And for our closing, we're going to share a bit more about what we might have in common and about what things about us might be different. Teachers, if you haven't yet, this would be a good time for you to tape the signs that I gave to you for this lesson on different sides of the room. You should have strongly agree on one side, strongly disagree on another side, and not sure in the somewhere in the middle. So that way students can see the continuum. All right, students, I want you to think about, what is an opinion? Think about that for a minute. What is an opinion? So an opinion are strong beliefs that people have, sometimes based on a fact and sometimes not. Hey, we're going to be making statements and then asking for each student to decide how you feel about those statements. You're going to choose where to stand in the room to show your opinion. You may agree strongly, you may disagree strongly, or you may be somewhere on the continuing depending on your response. So you might be in different places in the room. So maybe you agree, but not a super strong agreement. So you're going to head towards the agree part, but not all the way over to the wall where it says strongly agree. You're kind of in the middle of agreeing and strongly agreeing. Or maybe you disagree, but just a little bit. It's not a strong disagree, so you'd kind of be in the middle. Or maybe you're not sure at all, so you would stand by that word, that you're not sure. Hey, I want each of you to decide how you feel about the statement. That I'm asking for your opinions, and there's no right or wrong answer. Sometimes you're tempted to go along with what your friends think or feel. But if you do that, you won't be able to see the differences within the room. So don't worry about your friends. Pretend that they're not there. You listen to the statement and you make your own opinion. All right. The best flavor of ice cream is vanilla. Where do you think on your opinion? Do you strongly agree that the best flavor of ice cream is vanilla? Do you strongly disagree that the best flavor of ice cream is vanilla? Or is it kind of, I like vanilla, but it's not the best flavor, so you wouldn't be all the way over at the wall. So find where you're going to stand in the room on that one. Teachers, look at where everybody's standing on this vanilla statement and ask some that strongly agree why they strongly agree that vanilla is the best flavor. Find those that strongly disagree or somewhat disagree, and why they feel that theirs is the best flavor. That it's not the best flavor. Take a minute and ask the students to explain, just a few students. All right, here's our next one. Doing math at school is more fun than reading. Do you strongly agree that doing math at school is better than reading, or is more fun than reading? Or do you strongly disagree that doing math at school is more fun than reading? Or maybe you kind of agree, or maybe you're not sure. Our next one, when someone hits you, it's okay to hit back. Do you strongly agree if someone hits you, it's okay to hit back? Do you strongly disagree that it's okay if somebody hits you, it's okay to hit back? Children should be able to decide what time they go to bed. Do you strongly agree that children should be able to decide what time they go to bed? Do you strongly disagree that children should be able to decide what time they go to bed? Remember, on each of those statements, there's no right or wrong answer. This is your opinion. And hopefully your teachers are stopping and discussing why you feel that way. All right, if you can return to your seats or your circle, however your teacher had you started. Were there any times when it was hard for you to decide where to stand? Take a minute and share. Was there a time when you were standing in a different place from a friend of yours? When did that happen, if it happened? When you want to tell someone that you don't share his or her opinion, what is a respectful way to say that? Remember that just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean you have to attack them or be ugly. There's a lot of times that even my very best friends, we just don't agree. And so sometimes I might say, well, that I see your side of it, but this is how I feel, and then we just let it be. Or I might say, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with that, and then I back it up with why. I don't expect my friend to agree with me. That's what makes people people. If we all liked the same things, it'd be pretty boring. So now we're going to move into our closing and do stand up if. I'm going to read some statements, and they may be true about you in the classroom. So when I read the statements, I want you to stand if it's true. If it's not true, you just stay seated. I want you to take a minute and kind of look around and see the similarities and the differences within the class. Stand up if you have a pet. I would stand up if I was in your classroom. I have several. Take a seat. Stand up if you like to sing. I would stand up again. I like to sing. It didn't say if you're good at singing, because I'm not very good, but I like to sing. Have a seat. Stand up if you like to run. I would stay seated on this one. I don't like to run. I'll walk, but I don't like to run. Have a seat. Stand up if you have any brothers or sisters. Again, I would stay seated. I'm an only child, no brothers or sisters for me. All right, have a seat. Well, third grade, I hope you took a chance to see how we're all different. Some of us have some things that are alike, but we're all different, and that's okay. And just like it's okay that we all enjoy different things or like some of the same things, that we can still get along and we can work through our differences and do it nicely and respectfully. Remember, I want to see wonderful bucket fillers and acts of respect and kindness in the halls. Y'all are doing such a great job. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.